But let's jump right into things. Like I said, running ACT Tour, the SK Lights, Trent Goodrow. Trent, tell us, for those listeners who don't know you, obviously I think a lot of people who tune into this show weekly know your name. First off, tell us a little bit about you and about your racing career so far.
Man, racing for me, it's kind of just been my entire life. A lot of the kids I went to school with, they grew up playing their ball sports and whatnot. And for me, from the ripe age of 5, it was jump behind the wheel of a go-kart, and it just took off from that point on. So my racing career has been going on since the age of 5 to I'm 19 years old now, and it's just been going up through the ranks of different cars and divisions from there on out. Like I said, I started at 5 in go-karts, and then I moved up to Sierra Seekonk Youth Racing Association division at Seekonk, where I ran a mini cup car there. And then it's just been growing from that, and I jumped to a legend car, a late model with the American Canadian Tour. This past season, we ventured into the modified division over at the Thompson Speedway, and it's just been a fun 14 years of racing for me. And
so I've seen you obviously first out to ACT Tour at White Mountain Speedway 2020.
Yep.
Yes, because that was
COVID year.
Yes, COVID year, so no racing at Loudon. So we ventured up on race weekend Saturday night to see the mods and see you guys run at White Mountain. And then last year with the dirt racing back at the flat track at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Always
Caught
a fun
you there.
race.
Yeah.
It's always a fun race.
There was a lot of running around for you that day. I know you had some issues early on with the car, but worked itself out. So what do you got going on in 2023 planned so far that you can at least tell the listeners?
Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty fun-filled schedule, to say the least, for this year. And over the last 2 years, we kind of just took it easy on racing. I've ran maybe less than 10 races, and this year I have over 45 races on the schedule to do. I got a very, very cool opportunity with a customer of mine that I did a wrap for on his race cars. At the end of the year, last year, he called me up asking if I wanted to start driving his cars for him, and it was an opportunity.
Well, of course, the answer is not going to be no.
That was an easy question. As soon as he called me, he was actually my alarm clock one morning, getting up, getting ready to go to work, and I got a phone call. And I was, hey, you want to come drive my car this weekend at White Mountain Motorsports Park? And before I could even think of an answer, it was, what do I need to do to get the car ready with you? And from there it took off to, ended up running 4 races for him, and we've connected really good, and he asked me to come back this year. So we're gonna go for 2 national championships this year. We're gonna go for the U.S. Legend Cars Oval National Championship, and after one race and a really strong outing on the road course last year, we're gonna give it our best effort to go for the road course national championship with the U.S. Legend Cars, and he wants to do some NEMA Light racing this year.
So we'll touch on NEMA Light in a moment, but for those who might not know the road course portion of things, obviously, as somebody who's been around the sport, I know that a track like New Hampshire Motor Speedway has a road course on it.
Correct.
What is the road course series for the Legends?
So up this way, where we're mostly an oval tracked kind of part of the country, there's really only 2 road courses that we can run at, and it's the New Hampshire Motor Speedway road course, and then Thompson Speedway as well. They have the road course configuration there as well. So our main focus is going to be competing in as many races as we can there. There's, I believe, 7 to 8 races at each track this year for the road course stuff. And then we are going to venture our way down south, hopefully. At Charlotte Motor Speedway, they have the Legends Car Roval. It's pretty similar to the Cup course, but they modify it because the Legend cars are basically a half-scaled size of a full-size car. They look like a 34 Ford Coupe type type race car. And so they modify the track there. We have a small Legends Oval or Legends Road course that we run there. So we're going to try and do a couple races down there. And then I'm not sure if they've announced it yet or not, but the national event for the Legend car, like the World Championship where they crown the champion there for that. They haven't announced where that is, but that always bounces somewhere across the country, and every once in a while they go overseas with it. So that'll be exciting to see where they're going to put that on the schedule. Either get to try a new road course out, or even maybe get to do that the first time going overseas too and try a new road course.
Cool. So then you mentioned the NEMA Lights. We had Paul Scally in last week, who is no stranger to the NEMA Lights. What's the NEMA Light schedule look like for you this year?
That is going to be a pick and choose kind of schedule for us. Our main focus is going to be on the two national championships with the Legend cars, but we got a handful of races picked out with the NEMA car that we're going to just go try and get my feet wet with it and give it a shot. It's a style of racing that I've never done before, and I've always, every time I've gone to Seekonk for an open wheel Wednesday, I've watched those, and it's like, damn, I want to run one of those. Those are the most, I can't say this term on the radio, but the coolest race car you can watch on track. But
absolutely,
they're blistering fast, and it's
cool. So, will you be in any of these series in your famed number 31, or is it pick and choose whatever number they give you type of thing?
So it'll be with my 6 races in the modified at Thompson. I will be in my 31.
Yep.
We're only going to run about 3 or 4 races with my late model this year on the American Canadian Tour, and that will be in the 31. And everything that I'm running for Keller Motorsports with the Legend car and the NEMA will be in his family number 44.
Okay.
And I got to run those honors for him last year, and I had a little bit of good luck with it. So I'm not too concerned about changing the number up.
There you go. Yeah. So I mean, racing's not per se like a superstitious sport like baseball, where you got to have 6 pieces of gum and you got to be able to wear the same number and this and that. Yeah, you getting what you get, and you're just happy to be out on the course, which is good.
Right.
Another thing that you've done over the years, recently too, especially, is your TGD designs.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about some of the work you've done with that, and what that work entails.
Yeah, so with my Trent Goodrow designs, that, to me, I'm still kind of in shock of how much that has actually blown up over the last 3 years. What it started out for me was there's a racing simulator called iRacing that a lot of my racing buddies, and like as NASCAR went into COVID, you watch the races happen on that. That's what I got my background with it all started, and I was making designs for the computer for my buddies to run on there, replicating their cars, and then it just kind of took off from that. It took off from that. I always liked designing the cars, like my own cars. Everything that I've ran, I've always had an aspect in the design with it, and then it just slowly took off from there. Like once I got an idea of how to design for the computer, I ended up doing my own car for 2019, my late model. I did design on that, and then it just, once I did my car, I had friends ask me if I can do their car, and then it just took off to what it is now, and I have over 100 customers that keep coming back to me asking for more wraps for the race cars, and I've got a couple really, really cool opportunities just through networking where I've gotten to go make decals for Hendrick Motorsports spotters, and just make some really good connections with them.
I think one of them, if I'm not mistaken, was for the 5 Cars Championship year, correct?
Correct. That was an awesome opportunity. I've got to become very good friends with Tyler Mon, who spots for Kyle Larson, and just built a relationship and a friendship with him throughout the year. And he invited me down to go out to Phoenix with them for that championship year, and that was one of the coolest weekends of my life, just to go out as a race fan. It's just a cool weekend to go to attend, but the hospitality that Hendrick Motorsports and Tyler gave to me that weekend was cool. Like nobody gets to no race fan, I should say, gets to hang out after the race with them and like as they're doing their pictures on the back stretch of the track and actually get to go like get a picture with Kyle and Tyler with the championship trophy on the back stretch.
That's
and
cool.
Go to all their after parties and hang out with all of them the following morning before we all left. That was just an awesome weekend where just making a simple decal for an NASCAR spotter got me into, and then from that it just built more relationships with new spotters where I'm friendly with Brandon Lyons that spots for William Byron, Brandon McReynolds who spots for Ross Chastain, and his name's on the tip of my tongue, I just lost it. Derek Nealon, he spots.
Yep.
He's a New Englander.
Yeah, he's from New Hampshire, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Maine it is.
Yep.
But he just got a cool opportunity sticking with RCR. He used to spot for Tyler Reddick. Now he's got Kyle Busch listening to him every week. So it's just been cool to see how all the friendships I've gotten to make just for making a small decal and having a small part in the NASCAR world, and that's just a small part of my business.
Yep, absolutely.